Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Let's start.
Hello.
Uh,
Hello.
today's
Hello.
topic is today's topic is going to be AI revisited, or
Volume 100.
yes, the next iteration of
The next generation.
the next iteration of the long-standing series about AIs that we are trying to make, because we from time to time come to a point when something changes. So
Oh, really?
without his knowledge, basically, I dragged Vedran into this so that we can talk about what is new in the AI world and what is happening in the AI world, because slowly but surely this thing is moving onwards.
Okay.
Okay, let's roll the intro and then I'll introduce you to what is new. So, how are you today?
Excellent.
Are you this,
Can't.
are you this good?
Oh, man.
This is a Grok generated image.
I like it a lot.
Yes, and this is the main reason why I want to talk about this, because let's jump straight into the topic that I'm trying to make, or the point that I'm trying to make. AI has its problems. GPT-4, Llama, Palm, and whatever models are there out there. Uh, each have their own different advantages and problems, but what is inevitably happening is that
Mhm.
AI is becoming cheaper.
When I see it on my invoice per month, I'll believe it. But go ahead.
But the idea is this. I use Twitter a lot, or X,
Hmm.
sorry. And Elmo's toy has one of the advantages over everything else, and that is that whenever something is driven by pure hatred to the rest of the world,
Okay.
from time to time you can usually get something back that is completely unexpected.
Okay.
In this particular case, there is Grok.
Hmm.
Grok is the LLM that Twitter or X designed, and that they are not
XAI.
XAI whatever,
Whatever. Exactly right.
X
Whatever.
whatever designed, and they basically try to create a language model that is going to be factual based. The idea was that it's going to be mostly taught on the content of the Twitter itself, so the X.
Okay.
So the database about with every tweet available since the Twitter was made, and the idea was that it should be a quick model so that you can actually directly communicate with it and use it.
Hmm.
What they also added to it was the ability to create images.
Okay.
Now, we have seen all of this. We have seen all of this in GPT, in Midjourney, in Stable Diffusion, in different LLMs. The latest iteration of it was called Flux B or Flux A. I'm not sure. But the idea is that the images themselves are also getting better. So you can
Okay.
get amazing images. We are going to use this one as the probable thumbnail. So even the thumbnail is going to be generated by Grok. But what my point is that suddenly, for something like $8 or $9, depending on
Hmm.
how you pay for it, or 10 if you're paying the Apple tax, so if you're subscribing through the Apple's ecosystem, you can get, I would call it a decent AI
Okay.
and an amazing tool to create images.
Hmm.
Because the creating images part is important. There is no other tool available in the market or other AI available in the market that enables you to create images this quickly and for this price.
Okay.
You can buy different tools that are enabled to create images, but Grok is, for its price, is amazing.
Okay.
So suddenly we have come to a point where something that usually wouldn't make headlines, because it is not when we are talking about answers and the factuality and everything else, the problem is that it may be factual, but it is trained on too small of a set of data, so it doesn't know everything that is out there on the internet. So it is lacking in some part. But for the price, this is probably the best solution when it comes to creating images.
Okay.
Now, ChatGPT is in the versions 4.0 or 4.0 or 4 whatever is the name right now, because everybody's trying to be different.
No, they're trying to be marketing aware.
No, they're trying to be different, and this creates different names and different brands that have basically no sense. I wouldn't mind if they're just calling it by version. So ChatGPT 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever. 4.0 is something else. Grok is also called Grok 2 Mini Beta. For some reason or the other, yes, because there is also a Grok 2 that is not mini, that is a large model, but there is that. But the point I'm trying to make is that ChatGPT is getting better by each iteration. Grok has created a niche where you can create good images or even spectacular images quickly on the cheap. So the price of the AI is going down, and the price of the AI is going down basically exponentially right now.
Two things.
Yes.
Thank you for the intro, because I'm actually very interested in the topic. You have way more experience in using it than I do. I just played with it for a couple of minutes, although I do have quite a bit more experience in using ChatGPT for a variety of different things. First thing that I want to mention, and I'm going to ask you to draw me a comparison between these two tools, because I know you've done it as well. You're going to do a comparison between the ChatGPT's capability to do an image versus Grok in a second. I'm going to give you my opinion, and you can shoot it down or confirm or whatever. And the second thing, I don't think that AI is getting cheaper. I think that Mr. Musk just priced Grok so that it's as low as possible from the get-go to either try to price everyone out of the market or just to gain a lot of traction because the model itself was quite late to the market. Going back to the first piece of discussion, which is the comparison between ChatGPT and Grok's capability to do images. This is the first image that I've seen Grok make. I've been using ChatGPT to create funny thumbnails for our podcast for a couple of months now, so I'm quite well versed in what it does. ChatGPT does that, we have that expression, doing things with the left leg in Croatia.
Yes.
That's exactly how it does it. It does it as a side job, not all that well, doesn't understand the words that you are presenting to ChatGPT, makes random changes to the words that you want, or letters, words, sentences that you want included in the picture. Oftentimes when they say you want to create a full HD picture, it creates something else. If you specify that you want 16 by 9 picture, sometimes you get 4 by 3. Mostly not anymore, but it happened in the past. Stuff like that. So there are technical issues, and there are, let's say, artistic issues and understanding issues as well. But for the most part, I've been treating the mistakes that ChatGPT's engine to create images, I've been treating these mistakes as funny, as kind of funny, as humorous, not approaching it in a serious, let's say, tone. Otherwise, I would stop using it on the first day.
I'm just going to go with the funny. It's basically the AI or the large language models that I'm using as a tool. And I'm considering this tool to be something that is first unreliable, and then comic-like. So I wouldn't use the images from either tool for production unless I have a specific reason why I would do it.
Okay.
Because for generic images, like the ones that we're going to put in the podcast itself. I created, using the same prompts, I created 2 images on Grok and 2 images on ChatGPT, so you can see the difference. But the thing is that...
Which you will, of course, download and then send
So
via
you
email.
can take a look at the sneak peek. This is the second image when I asked it to use the microphones attached to the ceiling. This is the Grok, and this is the ChatGPT version. So
Both of them have, okay.
ChatGPT version doesn't make any sense because the each microphone is connected to two different stands, but
Extra firm.
yes, extra firm microphones. But this one is floating in midair.
We like that.
Yes, and so
That's actually reminiscent of the old school boxing matches.
yes, but this is what ChatGPT is known for.
Yeah.
When it creates images, it has funny mistakes that make absolutely no sense other than in AI realm. So
Okay.
the wrong number of fingers, floating things, and so on. While Grok is making images that make much more sense, as long as we are talking about generic images.
Okay.
For example, you are you are in this business of sound a long time. You have been doing this for a long time. Do you see what is wrong in this image?
Yeah, I
From the
don't see it
get-go.
well.
The first thing that is wrong for me is this cable that is way too thick.
Too thick. Remember, there are multiple cables.
Yes, there are
floating in space for some reason.
multiple unconnected cables and so on. And
The stand looks good though.
the
No,
only
it's
thing
cool.
is that
I like the
part
design.
of this stand on the right is connected to the stand on the left.
Yeah,
for
I
some
know, I know.
reason. But the thing is that
It's
this
for sympathetic resonance.
But this image is, I would say, much better than what is available when it comes to ChatGPT,
Okay.
because it is trying to be as lifelike as possible, while ChatGPT is still recognizable, easily recognizable, and not at all lifelike.
Okay.
They are trying to do it, but the technology still isn't there when it comes to their generation of images.
Okay.
On the other hand, ChatGPT is much better when it comes to actual factuality and creating content.
Okay.
It is not saying that ChatGPT is factually correct. It makes
It thinks that it is, at
it
least.
makes fewer mistakes in the last couple of weeks or months. Grok is fine, but the Grok doesn't have the knowledge base, so Grok doesn't have the facts.
Is that going to change?
I don't really know. I don't
Okay.
really know because right now the hottest topic when it comes to large language models is that suddenly everybody realized that they have some data that everybody can learn on. So everybody just reselling the data. And to be completely honest, before the AI craze came to life, Twitter was telling everybody that they're going to delete the oldest messages from everybody because they want to save space and they want to make the databases quicker. When AI started being a thing, and when they realized that they have hundreds of millions, even of the hundreds of billions messages that they can train their model on, suddenly I think that they gave up on this. So they are using all messages. But the thing is that when you're using Twitter itself for the as a training model for the LLM, what you're going to get is what Twitter is all about. And Twitter is all about people who are being sarcastic, unrealistic, and completely
Toxic, mean.
No, I wouldn't call them completely toxic, but they're just a subset of toxic trolls that are on the internet. If you want a particular type of a toxic troll, you can go to LinkedIn. They have their own separate type.
Don't go there.
There is a separate type that resides on Facebook. There is a separate type that resides on TikTok. There is
We should do an episode about LinkedIn. That's my favorite right now.
Yes, so there is a separate type of troll residing
Jesus
on
Christ.
X. So when you are learning or when you are training your model on a particular given set of trolls, the result is going to be a troll.
Oh, really?
Yes, and what Grok is trying to do, Grok is trying to filter out the factualities, so the results usually make sense, but it doesn't know about things if they weren't mentioned on X.
Okay.
So if you look for a particular person, if it is somebody who is a recent celebrity, usually there is going to be a lot of more information than what you will get from ChatGPT. But if you are looking for somebody who is not that popular in the popular culture, you are going to get much worse results.
Okay.
So if you are making your research and you're trying to find out something about somebody, usually you need to combine both of those,
Okay, I get it.
which makes sense.
Yeah.
What is currently extremely lacking is we still have an enormous amount of AIs that are just more or less successful gateways to ChatGPT API.
Okay.
So what you get is a subscription service that enable you to talk to ChatGPT API with or without additional prompts added. The difference is, as you probably know, that ChatGPT API doesn't have the boundaries and the controls that the ChatGPT itself has. So if you want to create a ChatGPT API bot, you need to pay for it, but then you are getting unfiltered results. So you can do some things that ChatGPT itself cannot do.
Can I interject with one? It's not a word of wisdom, it's just an observation.
Yes.
Using the acronym AI for LLM is bogus.
Yes, this is the reason why I'm using LLM mostly in this episode, because I hate the acronym AI. There was a joke that I posted, the meme or whatever, the cartoon that I posted yesterday or day before, that says the two guys in the marketing are talking, and one says to the other, "Just go through the slides and replace the crypto with AI."
Yes.
So this is
Buzzword,
this is a new
marketing.
buzzword that is taking over everything, and suddenly we have AI everything for no reason. The PowerPoint hasn't become more intelligent by using AI. It is just it has redesigned the way you are using, for example, PowerPoint or Excel or whatever. But this is not intelligence. This is just another tool.
No, my point was much more technical and much more, let's say, scientific. The LLM is just a type of deep learning. Deep learning is one of the many algorithms of AI. Equating those two things as if they're the same is just plain wrong.
Oh yes, but there is
Decision
also there is
trees,
also
logistical regressions.
yes,
blah, blah, blah.
Markov chains and so on and so on.
Let's
But
not
the
go.
thing is that if you have used Office 365 in the last 3 or 4 years, you probably know that there is that in the PowerPoint there is that slide design tool that enables you to auto design the slide. So you actually get the content on the slide, and then you tell PowerPoint to give you different options how this design can how this content can be presented. This wasn't called AI before the AI craze. It was called a design tool. And suddenly, or Magic Slides, Slide Designer, sorry.
Slide designer, yeah.
And Slide Designer wasn't an AI tool.
Yeah,
But
it still isn't, I think.
Yes, but it's the same. It's
Yeah.
a thing that actually has some sort of machine learning or...
Yeah, it's control, find, replace.
Yes. So the thing is that what we are seeing right now is just rebranding of something that existed. Okay, new generation of LLMs, since they have billions and billions of tokens and billions of possible answers, they are much more powerful than what was before. And they usually cannot be used on the PC that you are using right now. I just was trying to create some sort of comparison, and if you are using ChatGPT 4.0 or whatever is the name, the closest thing that you can run on your own computer that makes sense and that is similar to what is the ChatGPT is Llama.
Llama, yeah.
Llama by Meta. But you need to use the 65B version, so 65 billion token version. This is the largest version that is comparable. And for the same prompt, in LM Studio, and this is the tool that you can use to run your LLMs on your local computer, you are going to wait for, on a 13700K processor, you're going to be waiting for something like 7,000 seconds or something under 2 hours for a prompt.
For an answer.
Yes.
Holy moly.
The answer is going to be much longer than what you would get from ChatGPT. But ChatGPT gives you answer in under 2 seconds. And this is the thing. This is the thing. This is the amount of processing power that you are paying for. You are paying for something that can be done in some time, but it's not reasonable time on your PC. So you are basically paying for the speed.
Data set for the 65B is 122 gigabytes. And they say minimum GPU configuration two NVIDIA A100s,
Yes.
4 NVIDIA RTX A6000s, or 8 A5000s.
Yes, but you
And
can run
you
it.
don't want to see the recommended
No. But
configuration.
what is that you can run it on hardware that is not recommended. But the reason why it's not recommended is not that it's not going to be able to do the okay. It is not going to be able to do all the things because
yeah.
it's required enormous amounts of RAM. I think that what it is required is 128 gigs of RAM, and it requires something like 24 gigs of VRAM
yeah.
in order to be able to run. But the results are going to be there extremely slowly. So you are paying basically for the infrastructure that the cloud is offering. And now we have come to the main point that I wanted to make in this episode.
Okay.
Cloud actually has found a reason for its existence.
We are going to have opposing opinions here, but go on.
Because now you have something that can function as a client-server model.
Okay.
Your client can communicate in extremely small messages, so prompts. The results are going to be extremely small because they're usually texts or a few images. And the server needs to do extremely heavy lifting.
Okay. That's basically the carbon copy of the idea of cloud. Yeah.
Yes. So now we have come to a point where this actually makes sense for a particular case, for a particular scenario, but it makes sense because you cannot right now have the computer that is capable of doing the same thing as a cloud can do.
I think that my version of what you just said would be that cloud now makes sense from the architecture standpoint, not as a service. I'm going to expand on this.
I can completely agree with you.
Just for our listeners, the reason being we talked about that cloud pricing and everything else, so that's nothing new. But as I was finishing my PhD paper today, I was also reading through a set of, it's like a subsection of my dissertation paper, in which I was talking about some advanced high-performance computing scenarios in cloud. We had a chat about this a couple of weeks ago. The amount of services offered for HPC was in the hundreds, many hundreds for every cloud, and some of them don't even have documentation from which you can gather what type of services they offer. It's exactly the same for AI type of services. That's why I said that it doesn't make sense from the money or whatever perspective. It does from the architecture perspective, because it offers you the chance to do everything that you described for X amount of money, which is not discussable right now because you don't know how much. And the end result of that is going to be basically a client-server relationship between, for example, your computer and the VM or whatever the service might be in the cloud, in which you, for example, installed 65B Llama.
Yes.
My concern is the fact that there's a limited amount of hardware in cloud available that can do that, although still more available than what we might afford as normal people. Even if it is affordable, the price of that might be the limiting factor, or actually, let's state that outright. It is going to be the predetermined factor that is going to deter people from trying to do that. Hence my following point, which is that large language models, although cool, as one of the machine learning algorithms, which I like a lot as an idea, are way too demanding for the current generation of hardware. Therefore, we're going to have to figure out different types of acceleration technologies for them to actually become viable. Not viable Copilot plus PC, because that's just not going to happen. This is the area in which some other architectures might be ahead.
Yes, but let's go back to the cloud, and let's say that we are right now coming to a point where people who are doing the cloud, so who are doing the infrastructure and trying to resell the infrastructure, have come to a point where they have to understand how to directly resell infrastructure to the end consumer. Because suddenly you don't have those that many layers between you and the cloud. When you were buying, I don't know, a VM from the cloud,
No, actually, you do have like AI-based models already there. It's
yes,
the price that's the problem. Just looking at the
but
Azure pricing
it's
catalog.
not only that.
Yeah.
The thing is that how you pay for it.
Yeah, of
Because
course.
I have seen more and more solutions that are basically telling you, okay, this is a solution. You're going to pay a small subscription fee. It's not something like $2 or $3 per month. And then you need to provide the API key for the OpenAI or ChatGPT
Yeah.
in order for this function to work. And this key is then going to be a separate thing that you're going to pay for because you're going to pay by
Subscriptions
usage.
for OpenAI.
Yes, but you're going to pay by usage, so
Yeah.
by the number of tokens consumed. So suddenly you are paying for two different things, but suddenly the cloud has become visible. Because people tell you, okay, this is the service that we are providing you, but we are unable to provide the service of the actual large language model. So in order to get the tokens, you need to go there and need to buy them. And this hasn't happened yet. This wasn't a thing that people did before. Everybody was trying to hide the cloud. Everybody was trying to hide the backend services. Now they are slowly avoiding it simply because it makes their job much easier. Nobody knows who is going to prevail. Is Grok going to be the biggest service? Is ChatGPT going to be the biggest service? Is whatever the Microsoft name for the Copilot is right now, as you listen to this, be a service? Nobody knows what to actually connect to, and still everybody wants to create a language model and language model user interface to create something. So they are trying to do something that hasn't been done until recent. They are trying to create a service that has an open interface to an unknown interface. They don't know what the API is going to look like. They don't know which API is even going to be there, but they want to create a service. So they're leaving you with the open choice. And
That's a very polite way of stating it.
Yes, but I think that this is one of the things that I actually like. Because you are not being pushed into a single AI solution because nobody can do that to you. And it makes sense.
Okay.
From the end consumer perspective, it makes sense.
Okay, I like that as well. No argue there. But I mean, at the end of the day, do you have any idea what the hell is the point of all of this?
Right now, for me, the point of all of this is to just help me with different things that I usually would spend enormous amount of time researching.
Like stuff related to latest, I wouldn't call it research, more of a fun project that you've been doing, like with schedules and whatnot.
Yes, this is one thing. The other thing is that now I can identify spiders. I can ask it to describe me what particular parts of the buildings are. So I can do research in the things that my ADHD brain wants to see, but I didn't have the time and or resources to quickly search for. And then once I came to those resources, EA, the computer, I couldn't remember what I was trying to find out.
Of course.
So basically, this is a ADHD clutch for my brain that enables me to quickly get completely unnecessary info about my surroundings.
I know what it is. This is your new Twitter.
It's worse. It's worse. It's worse because the Twitter
dopamine effect again.
Yes, the Twitter doesn't make sense, but the AI is giving you, or the LLM is giving you a notion that you are communicating with somebody who is actually willing to listen to you blabbling about, I don't know, different species of spiders that you have just seen. So it shows you
why.
It shows you some sort of attention. It says, okay, I'm going to give you information. I'm ready to talk about to you about this information. It doesn't care about the information it gave you, but you're getting the feel that, okay, somebody's listening to me right now. Somebody's answering questions. Unlike Twitter. Twitter is just screaming into the void, basically.
You're staring at the blackboard, throwing stones at it.
For example, if you just say,
oh no, he's on Twitter. Lord help.
And I just said screaming into the void.
Okay, and in a matter of 15 minutes, you're going to get
somebody's
five
going to say
responses.
something, yes.
Yeah, somebody's going to ask you, are you feeling fine?
No, everybody's screaming in the void on Twitter. This is fine.
This is fine.
This is fine on Twitter.
No, that is the metaphor for you are fine.
Yes.
Oh Lord, thank you for never using Twitter. You know.
But the thing is that Twitter has created its own distorted reality, and
That's why you like it.
I think that one of the better things that I have heard was there is a guy who is doing information warfare presentations on Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. I think he's much more popular on Instagram and YouTube Shorts. He's called Ryan Macbeth, and he's using one term that I liked. He calls it sharding reality or fractional reality, because it's what he's trying to say is that when you are logging into a social network, whatever the network is, you are exploring one piece of reality that is...
That's not reality.
Yes, but it is
Somebody's reality.
Somebody's reality on this particular social network. So if you want to and try to understand what the reality actually is, you need to either see all the different shards of the reality on different social networks, or you need to do your own research. And then you can try to understand what is actually happening. And if you are perceiving reality...
That sounds enormously stupid, time-consuming, with high statistical chance that you're going to get to the wrong results. And on top of all of it, it's incredibly toxic.
Yes. And this is the reason why it actually makes sense for everybody to just dump on everybody else on different platforms.
Yeah, because that's cool.
No, it's just that that reality has its own trend. So, as you obviously like LinkedIn, as I enjoy the Twitter, it's not because of the nice people that are there.
The LinkedIn thing, which I'm pretty sure you think the same as I do. There has been a growing number of videos about this on YouTube as well. Lately, I've checked a couple, which kind of mimic my reality of LinkedIn, which is that it is probably on the way or already there to be the most toxic social network that exists currently. It is incredibly toxic to watch the bullshit that people constantly post there, telling everybody their life stories. Nobody cares. That's not the network for that. Shitting on other people for their experiences, which shouldn't have been there in the first place. I mean, it's not Facebook, it's not Twitter, it's not real-time information like that. And the fact that it stooped so low from where it was a couple of years ago, it was really good for what it was invented. Jesus Christ, I just cannot make myself log into that network anymore.
Yes, but I think that what you're missing the point. The thing is that it is a direct result of Microsoft taking over.
I would say that it's probably more of a result of Microsoft taking over and then not caring.
Okay, but they do care. They cared about Windows Phone. When they start caring, that becomes a problem.
No.
Because when they start caring, they invest money, and since they have no plan, no vision, no mission, no idea on what to do next.
I was about to say a couple of minutes ago that a lot of terms that you were using in the previous paragraph that you stated remind me of the corporate lingo, but right now you proved that eloquently.
So now I logged in to LinkedIn for the first time in probably years. The first thing is a pop-up from LinkedIn itself that is trying to sell me LinkedIn for learning. So I can cultivate employee growth far more easily on a large scale, guiding employees to use the most critical skills while deeply personalized AI-powered learning plans and courses are taught by industry experts.
Excellent.
Why
aren't you there already?
Maybe later. There is no button to say go away. Get in touch. Tell me more. Maybe later.
Buzz off button.
Buzz off button. So this is.
I think that a lot of services should have a buzz off button.
The thing is that I have last been logged into LinkedIn in 8th October last year. So it's basically a year, and I haven't read a single message from back way then. But LinkedIn is just what happens when you have a network that is completely without a vision, that had its own initial idea what it was supposed to do, but it became basically the opposite of that. The LinkedIn was the idea of the LinkedIn was to have a business relationship creation network. This is supposed to be a place where you could create connections without having a Facebook.
Without endless life story
Yes, but Facebook,
in
Facebook posts.
interactions. Yeah.
The idea was the business Facebook.
Yeah.
But since the business Facebook doesn't make any financial sense, the only way for them to make money is to make people create
Mix
their own.
LinkedIn and Facebook.
Yes, to create their own posts. And after AI came in, this became unbearable. Because what I really, 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 really hate about any social network is when you see a condescending post that is obviously ChatGPT written, that is saying something like, you wouldn't believe the best 8 choices on the best 8 ways of how to run your business. The number 6 is the most important. And then an endless wall of text without anything important in it.
Do you think that that's all AI generated?
Yes.
What you recently? I remember that you mentioned something about Twitter's AI doing weird things with the posts and the content and whatnot. Can you elaborate on that?
What has happened is that people are telling that what Elon did is that he got rid of a lot of people and nothing changed on the Twitter. This is not completely true. What has happened is that people who were trying to do the Twitter the way the Twitter was done before
Take over?
Elon took it over, was they were trying to create personalized timelines that would make sense to you and that would make sense to advertisements that are tailored to you. What got lost when a lot of people got laid off was that expertise. So right now, the algorithm itself is going to offer you little choice on what you can see. You are going to get basically your timeline is going to be pre-calculated, so you're going to get the same timeline each time you log in. After each tweet, there is going to be another tweet that is going to be following it every time once you log in. And this is the way that they are saving money, because you are no longer you don't no longer have to create billions and billions and billions of timelines every time that somebody refreshes your screen. But suddenly, this is not as dynamic as it used to be.
Okay. My recent experience, I don't know if this is AI generated or a based problem, or is it just some kind of a built-in programming algorithm, is on Facebook. I could actually show this to you probably, I don't know, 2 out of 3 times in real time it's doable. Just look at when I'm scrolling,
Yes.
look at so this one I'm subscribed to, check this, then this,
Yes.
then this. Well, okay, I'm subscribed to this one. What happens oftentimes is I get like loads, and when I say loads, I'm not talking 5 or 10. I'm talking hundreds. Sequential offers from Facebook for completely unrelated, uninteresting channels.
Yes, that's normal. That's normal.
I mean, it's but what I spend a lot of time doing on Facebook, especially on let's say weekends when when you're scrolling and getting yourself ready to, I don't know, get to sleep or something. I just do 100 X's, like to ignore all of those, because it's become unbearable in the past couple of months.
The thing that has been happening on Twitter is that the
Facebook.
the Twitter has more of a bot problem, because if you see something that is marginally popular, you are going to have bots that are going to post completely unrelated posts underneath the original post, and they're going to spam this into oblivion. Because if you want to see the people's reaction to something, suddenly you are going to be seeing, I don't know, memes, completely unrelated videos, unrelated topics, ads that make absolutely no sense in this particular context. I have even seen that they started to create ads in Croatian, which is even more amazing. But the ads are created. The ads are created in such a way that they're just spammy ads. So it's just a lot of spam. But from what I see on your Facebook and on my Twitter, this is basically the same. Unfortunately, this is better because it has less ads.
Now I actually understand why you initially liked Grok so much.
Yes.
I just read I think it was an ex post by the XAI team. Grok is an AI model after the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yes.
I know you are very...
Yes, but the thing is that also that Grok doesn't have too many limitations when it comes to creating things. You can create whatever you want. It doesn't want to limit you when it comes to creating stuff.
Okay.
So you can do. There is not going to be too much political correct and politically sensitive content. So it actually makes sense.
Okay, but I mean, initially a couple of weeks ago when you suggested this episode, you were in a, Grok very likey phase.
No, but I still like Grok. But the thing is that I decided that the part of the Grok that I like is image creation, but part that I don't like is the image creation of everything else. Because the results that you can get from Grok and the results from ChatGPT are completely opposite when it comes to creating
text versus images.
And images. Grok has much better images and much worse text than when compared to ChatGPT. And I'm talking about paid versions of both. So I'm not comparing
free version of ChatGPT.
different versions of something. I'm comparing the actual paid versions of both of those.
But Grok doesn't have a free option, or does it?
No, it doesn't have a free option. It's just part of the Twitter's premium. Or some, I don't know what the name is, because this is one of those things in Twitter. When you buy premium, then it immediately starts begging you to upgrade to Premium Plus, because Premium Plus does not have ads. So additional benefits for somebody who is already paying for the service. But this.
So you don't have ads, but you do have ads.
No, I have ads.
You have ads. With subscription, you have ads. Actually,
I can use I can get Grok. I can get premium things like monetization, analytics, and so on, and then I can say, okay, this is my impressions for my account, whatever this may mean. I have absolutely no idea what these numbers mean, because I'm not into.
It's in thousands.
It's in thousands, but the thing is that I don't care.
Yeah, I know. You're just there to dump various thoughts at any random given moment.
And apparently people from 25 to 34 are my main audience.
Excellent.
And
you are a mini influencer.
62% are female. 4.3 is not specified.
Well, it must be the beard, man.
And 59.2 is United States.
That should worry you a lot.
Also, please note that I'm mostly active on Monday.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, the activity on the Twitter stream is just like the funniest thing ever.
When Mondays come, so late Saturday, and then Sunday, and then early on Monday. I don't know.
Are you posting at that time or something on Sunday evening?
I'm most engaged on Monday and on Sunday. But for some reason, from this thing, and I'm going to give you the screenshot, I'm not doing anything on Twitter on any other day.
Good for you.
So just Sunday and then Monday. Maybe this is the way that I'm instead of using alcohol to get into the Monday mood, I'm using Twitter. If I eliminate this, maybe the Monday is going to be better.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
I think that it's your circadian cycle thing.
Yes.
Or something.
Anyways, I think that we have depleted the thing that we we're starting to talk about. Depleted.
Such an awesome word to be used in this context.
The AI pool.
On this specific topic, at least.
Yes. So let's wrap this thing up. What are your thoughts Are you using AI more than in the last than what you were using in the last year or so?
I prefer using AI for, or specifically ChatGPT and its various plugins
For good.
for, yeah, of course, I like to use my powers for good. That's a given. I like to do a couple of things. First and foremost, at times I'm stuck in a rut and I cannot invent a, I don't know, chillaxed enough name of the episode for our podcast. So sometimes I ask it to provide me with, let's say, 5 different options for. Then I usually combine something into the final one. Sometimes I ask it for help for the abstract or the introduction to for the episode, which is written in YouTube and Rumble and on all of the platforms that we are on. I use it for searches mostly. By far the most common use case, and I have a specific use case for that. I usually load Consensus and Scholar GPT, and I give it a wide set of parameters, very detailed, for the area of things that I want to research from the scientific perspective. So I say, I want to cover these topics. I want journal papers and I want to oftentimes I just want journal papers, not conference papers anymore. Varying degrees of correctness and reviewership. It's different level in journals, much higher level to be published. Stuff like that. And I usually add exclusion criteria like I want only 2019 to 2024. I want this, I want that. So I give it a really detailed set of parameters so that it can spit out some kind of an output for me. I usually don't ask it even to give me details about the paper. I just want DOI numbers. DOI numbers for those of you who aren't in the scientific community, which is completely normal, of course, are basically just like your unique HTTP addresses. They are addresses of the paper, which they are unique per paper, so that makes it easier for you to find a specific paper. So I give it the topics, the description, the limitations, let's say some kind of a boundary in terms of years, areas of expertise that I'm looking for and whatnot. So I just ask it for DOI numbers. Then I usually go to the databases, so IEEE Access and others, download the papers, read through them, especially the abstract, introduction, conclusion, future work sections, to kind of get the feel what the paper is about. If I find it interesting and related, because one of the let's say rules of the research that we have to do is the fact that the introduction and abstract have to contain the bulk of what's in the paper. Otherwise, people don't want to read that at all. Even scientists, even reviewers don't want to do that. So I approach it that way, download the papers, check the, as I said, abstract, introduction, related work, usually future work sections, so for future developments, whatnot. And I try to do, this one is good, this one is not, whatnot. Then I try to review them, like write a paragraph about each and every one of them, what is in and stuff like that. For those things, for finding things, these two GPTs work really well. I don't use Jenny AI or whatever, although there are quite a few commercials, especially on Facebook,
Yes.
for this tool, for Jenny AI. If you're stuck, you want to write an academic paper, whatnot. I haven't used Jenny AI. I used it once just to see what it does, and never again.
But I think that
There is a line.
Yes, I think that these tools are just more oriented towards people who are in the more academically crowded spaces.
But you could use it for primary, secondary education,
Yes,
for
I know, but
paperwork, seminars, whatever.
we are going to have an episode of this because I'm just going to put one thing, and I posted it in a WhatsApp group. The thing about people losing their voice. ChatGPT has created a new class of assignment or a text that is written immaculately without any problems with the grammar, but without any voice or without any identity when it comes to the writer who wrote it. And this is a big problem because this is going to create. This is fine for the academic papers.
Correct. That's what you strive for.
Yes, but the thing is that at the same time it makes everything else look bland and boring.
Yeah, dehumanized.
Yes, and
I agree.
this is a huge problem because people are going to start to create books with ChatGPT, and
Already doing it.
Yes, and this is the reason why I wouldn't like a book created by ChatGPT.
Okay, I'm with you. I wouldn't even try. I mean, we are going to write a revision of one of our books. We definitely don't need ChatGPT or any other tools for that. We might need it for maybe for context for papers or
Or on
whatnot.
the other hand, we can just get the book through the ChatGPT. Say, okay, we need 20% more content.
Changes or
Give
whatnot.
it 10 minutes
Yeah,
and
right. As if that's ever going to happen. We are going to have plenty enough to change in those books just based on the fact that the version 2 that we wrote 3 years ago was 3 years ago.
yes. But the thing is that okay, you have so for the last year you have been training to become a senior prompt generating engineer.
No,
This is what
I
prompt
know.
engineers do.
Yeah, I know.
But the
But
thing is,
no.
yes, but the thing is that I'm completely fine with using ChatGPT as a tool. So I'm using it for extremely different
I mean,
purposes.
even when you're writing papers, when you're publishing the papers in IEEE conferences or journal papers, whatever, nowadays most of the platforms, most of the companies that are in charge of those things, in the procedure of publishing, when you upload your paper and whatnot, usually they have a section in which they describe their AI policy. And for example, for some of them, the policy is you just need to state that you're using it and accept that you are the one in charge of the fact that there might be incorrect information there. So you basically it's onus on you to make sure that the information is correct. I don't know what I think about this, but that's
But the
that's a good
thing is, the
start.
thing is that you cannot avoid it.
Yeah.
If you are using something like Grammarly,
Hmm.
Grammarly is right now 80% AI.
Hmm.
And if you just press, if you select, it is going to, when you're using Grammarly, it is going to suggest that a sentence or two or a paragraph of text is not understandable or not readable enough.
Hmm.
It is going to give you an option of rewriting this text to be more readable.
Hmm.
Once you do that, so right click rewrite, you are basically removing AI.
Hmm.
And this is completely okay with me
Yeah.
when it comes to papers, because the rewrite is going to get all the humanity out of the text itself.
Yeah, there's one other thing that we need to mention in that respect, and then we can close the episode, which is that there are, and we should acknowledge that there are differences in terms of what people are able to write and how good they are capable to write. That's first thing. The second thing is that there are some let's say, predetermined variables involved there. There are people who are really good at writing from the get-go, others who are not. There are things that you can learn in when we are talking about writing, and AI nowadays I think is mostly used for stuff like that because LLM equals text generation, whatnot, content generation in general. So I don't know if this is the right tool, but maybe it's a starting point of a discussion that AIs can be, let's say, somewhat of an equalizing tool for people who are less fortunate in terms of their capability to write with the people who are much more fortunate, developed, whatever. It's easy for us to judge. We are trained monkeys in terms of writing, so we shouldn't be the ones who judge that. But that being said, I understand that there are people who are constantly using it, primary, secondary education, college education as well, to write their seminars and whatnot. What the problem there is the elimination of the negative factors, which might be, I don't feel like it, I'm lazy and whatnot, which is like probably a substantial portion.
Yes, but the thing is that we are going to be seeing AI used as a rewrite tool for a lot of books, not especially academic ones,
Okay.
simply because in a few years, it is not going to be decades, it's going to be a few years, you're going to be able to scan any book in and then use the AI to explain the concepts to you. And
Which they're exceptionally bad at
yes,
right now.
yes, they're especially bad, but at the same time, they're especially good when it comes to basic concepts.
Yep.
For example, when it comes to, I don't know, electrical engineering or something like this, when it comes to basic concepts like current, like potential, like
Resistor, capacity,
resistors,
whatever. Yeah.
capacitance, what a
Current,
resistor
whatever.
is, what a diode is, and so on, they're amazing when it comes to
Mm.
explaining. So they can be an amazing tool if you understand how the tool is used.
To your point, actually, if we had that tool, 20 something years ago when we were back in college, original one, understanding how the NPN transistors work,
Yes.
how Schottky diodes work, how all of these things work. If I could have done that with ChatGPT in terms of just throw me like 2 paragraphs of text and explain to me how that works, that would be amazing.
Yes.
Because we were forced to read hundreds of pages of books for that. So I see the value in those tools in that respect.
The thing is that you had to read hundreds of pages, but those pages were completely, they were fixed. The concepts there were explained in a way that they were explained. If you didn't understand,
Which I didn't mind at the time.
yes, I had a problem because some of those were completely unrelatable to me. I couldn't understand the way that they were being explained. I saw a much better explanation a couple of months ago in a video. I don't know which video, but when it came to, I don't know, NPN or I think it's a PN junction video. It was trying to explain how the depletion, how the depletion layer works, and it had an amazing animation that completely made this thing completely understandable to me from one image. And I know that this image wasn't there when I needed it 30 odd years ago. So the thing that AI is good at is it is going to help you learn, and you can
Or if you
ask
want
it,
to learn.
and you can ask it as many times as you want to re-explain and explain and re-explain the concept to you.
Okay, I'm with you. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Close it down, man.
Okay, this has been an episode that I can just sum up as me generally ranting about good things and bad things about Grok and ChatGPT, and then Vedan joining me on actually saying that the AI actually, or LLMs, actually have a reason why they exist, and also in trying to explain what are AIs useful for now that it's come what 2 years after they were
Coming to 2 years, yes.
introduced en masse to everybody. Thank you for being with us, and see you next time.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.